to Glow Vinyasa. This is a 30-minute class where we will work on both strength and flexibility in the body. You don't need any equipment for this class, so when you are ready to go, I will meet you on your mat. All right, join me at the top of your mat. Take your feet hips-width apart. Draw your hands to your heart center into a prayer. Take a slight bend in the knees. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and then slide them down your back. Eyes are closed for the first few moments of class. Start to connect with your breath, with your body. And can you set an intention to be present for the next 30 minutes? You chose to do something for yourself today. So allowing yourself to be fully here in every moment, experiencing any sensations that come up. Let's take a breath together. Big breath into the belly. And big audible sigh out of the mouth, let it go. On your next inhale, sweep the arms as you gaze up to the sky. Exhale, hands through the heart as you fold forward. Drop the hands down to the mat. Drop the head. Take a deeper bend in the knees here. You can sway side to side with your hands on the mat. If you want to hold opposite elbows, that is also an option. Feeling your spine begin to release. Maybe shaking the head. Noticing where you are holding tension today. And as you notice that, remember that it will shift as we move. So again, just being present for anything that is coming up during practice today. Coming to a still place. Release the hands down to the floor. Heel toe the feet together so that your big toes are touching. Next, inhale, roll one vertebra at a time, all the way up to stand, super slow. Head and neck, last thing. Sweep the arms up at the top, breathe in. Exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, take a halfway lift, draw your fingers to your shins, lengthen your spine, crown of the head forward, tailbone back. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. So the knees can still be bent here. Inhale, one more. And exhale. From here, plant the hands. Step back to a high plank. Walking your feet hips width. Sending your heels towards the back of the mat. Push into your hands. Feel that slide your shoulder blades away from each other. Gaze a little bit forward. Core is engaged. Just building a little bit of heat in the body. Holding here for 3. Keep breathing for 2. And 1. Lower nice and slow down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Hands stay underneath the shoulders. Push the tops of the feet into the floor. Elbows by the sides. Tuck the chin into the chest. Let's take a rolling Cobra. Inhale nice and slow. Lift the heart. And exhale, lower right back down. Again, move with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, can you use the strength of your back to lift you up? And exhale, lower. From here, push into the hands, come to a child's pose, send the hips back towards the heels. Arms are still reaching forward, keep this active. You can let the forehead rest on the mat. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Next, inhale, make your way up to a tabletop, hands and knees. Stack your knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. We'll take a couple cat-cows. On your inhale, drop your belly. Lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. And exhale, press into the hands, round the upper back, drop the head, drop the tailbone. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more like that. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Come to a neutral spine. Engage the core, tuck the toes under, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a few moments to pedal out your legs, bending one knee at a time, feeling a stretch through the hamstrings and the calves. Again, just checking in. How does your body feel? And allowing yourself to not grow attached to how your body feels right now, because you know that it's going to change. Coming to a still place in your down dog. Inhale to lift your heels towards the sky. On your exhale, drop your heels towards the left side of your mat. Bend your knees, side body stretch on the right. Inhale, come through center, straighten the legs, heels lift. Exhale, heels to the right, bend your knees. Inhale through center. Exhale, heels melt down towards the floor. Take a full cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, lift your heels. Exhale to travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you arrive, breathe in. Fold forward on your exhale. Next inhale, sweep up to stand. Take your left hand onto your right wrist. Push into your left foot. Slide your right foot behind you across the midline. Bend into your left knee and then fold over towards the left, stretching right side body. Come through center, push into the left foot, switch sides. Right hand grabs the left wrist. Push into your right foot, slide your left foot behind you. Take a breath in. Bend into your right knee, dive over towards the right. Stretch left side body. Inhale through center. Exhale, hands through the heart as you fold. Halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Option for chaturanga here, roll forward on the toes, elbows bend by the sides, go halfway down. Inhale, up dog. Option for cobra if you laid onto the belly. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high. Taking a few cycles of breath here. If you haven't already, finding ujjayi breath, breathing just in and out through the nose. Finding that slight constriction at the back of the throat, making the breath audible and deep. Ujjayi breath will warm our body from the inside out. On your next inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Inhale, sweep all the way up to stand. Exhale, dive, fold. Halfway lift. Step back, high plank. Chaturanga or lay onto the belly. Upward facing dog or cobra, push into the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Let's keep moving. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back, high to low plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Let's do one more sun A. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Sweep up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Lift your heels, top of the mat. Halfway lift and fold. Sun B this time, bend the knees, chair pose, arms sweep up. Take a breath in here. On your exhale, can you sink 2 inches lower in the hips? Nice. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, sink low. Inhale here, fill up with breath. On your exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Step back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Lift your right leg to the sky. Then step it forward in between your hands, warrior one, roll the back heel down. Reach the arms up. Hips are square towards the top of your mat. You can see your right big toe if you look down at your right foot. Draw your left hip forward, right hip back. Push into the edge of your left foot. Take a breath in here. And a breath out, sink into your right leg. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, fill up with breath here. Exhale to transition to warrior two. Left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Next, inhale, reverse. Reach your right arm back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your foot. Step back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky. Step it forward. Warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink into your left leg. So again, you can see your left big toe. Your hips are squaring towards the front of the space. Push into your right leg. Keep it super active here. Spread the fingers. Pull the low ribs in. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reverse. Reach your left arm back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your foot. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a couple of cycles of breath here. Noticing any shifts that are happening in the body and the mind. And again, not allowing yourself to be attached to those sensations, those shifts happening. Rather, just acknowledging that they are there. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Lift your heels as you breathe in. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose, sit low, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back, chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Sweep your right leg up. Step forward, warrior one. Right into warrior two. Reverse, reach back. Cartwheel down, frame your foot. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg lifts. Step forward. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse, reach back. Cartwheel down, frame your foot. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, step top of the mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Chair pose, sit low. Take a breath in here. On your exhale, draw your hands through your heart center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Push the hands together. Try to draw the thumbs towards the center of the chest. Keep the hips square. You can gaze at your knees. They should be in the same line. Feeling your right shoulder draw back behind you. Take a big breath in. Twist a little bit deeper on your breath out. Beautiful. Inhale, stay low, come through center. Hands back through the heart, twist to the left. Right elbow outside of the thigh. Take a breath in and twist. So again, drawing your left shoulder back, keeping your knees in one line, sitting your weight back into your heels. One more cycle of breath here. Next, inhale, come through center, stay low. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Lift your right leg to the sky. Step forward in between your hands. Crescent pose, sweep up. Exhale, hands through the heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Press the hands in together. Right elbow lifts. Right shoulder drawbacks. Take a big breath in. And twist a little bit deeper on your breath out. One more breath here. Next, inhale, come through center, reach the arms to the sky, crescent pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, reach your right arm back. Exhale, side angle, right forearm to the thigh, sweep your left arm by your ear. Left palm faces down. You're reaching your fingertips forward. Gaze can be up towards your left arm. Take a full round of breath here. On your next inhale, triangle back, straighten your right leg, reach your right arm back. On your exhale, cartwheel your hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky. Step forward, crescent pose. Sweep up. Exhale, hands through the heart and twist. Right elbow to the left thigh. Push the hands together. Squeeze the tips of the shoulder blades in. Keep the right leg super active. Take a big breath in. Twist a little bit deeper on your breath out. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come through crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, reach back. Exhale, side angle, left forearm to the thigh. Sweep your right arm by your ear. Reaching your right fingertips forward. Feel a long line of energy down your right side body. One more breath in. And out. Inhale to triangle back, straighten the left leg, reach the left arm. Exhale, cartwheel down, frame the foot. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more cycle of breath here. Big breath in. And big breath out. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, top of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Inhale, chair. Let's put that all together. Exhale, hands through the heart. Twist. Left elbow, right thigh. All right, push into your right foot. Lift your left heel. And then step nice and slow your left foot back. You're in a crescent twist. Take a breath in. Twist a little bit deeper on your breath out. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, reach back. Exhale, side angle. This time, take your left hand behind you into your right hip crease. Bend a little bit deeper into your right knee. Maybe take your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Press your right knee out towards the right. Draw your left shoulder back. Take a full breath in. Sink lower on your breath out. Hold for one more cycle of breath here. Really press into the back edge of the left foot. Spread the toes on both feet. Commit to the legs. On your next inhale, triangle back, straighten the right leg. Exhale, full triangle pose. Right hand to the right shin or down to the floor. Lift your left arm to the sky. And like you're stacking your left hip on top of your right, lean back. Your left shoulder is pulling back. Your fingers are reaching up. Both feet are rooting down. Gaze can be up towards the sky or down to the floor, depending on how it feels in your neck. Take a full cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, bend into the right knee, reverse. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the foot. Now pick up the left heel, step the left foot in. We're in a pyramid pose. Hands on either side of the right foot. Inhale, halfway lift in the spine. Exhale, fold over the right leg. So your left toes are turned slightly towards the left top corner of the mat. Your right toes are facing straight forward. Drop the head. Take a full breath in and out. From here, gaze forward. Walk the hands a little bit farther forward. You can bend into the right knee if you need to. Lift off of the left leg, come to a standing splits. Dropping the head, lifting the left toes. Maybe holding one hand or both hands onto your right ankle, finding a little bit of a balance. Taking the inner left thigh up to the sky. One cycle of breath here. And then releasing the hands. Take your right hand to the top right corner of the mat. Open up to a half moon. Either left arm to the sky or to your left hip. Push into your right big toe, flex your left foot, and stack your left hip on top of your right. Take a full cycle of breath here. Micro bend your right knee to keep the knee joint safe. Gaze is at the floor or up towards the sky. All right, nice and slow. On your next inhale, bend into the right knee. Step the left foot next to the right. You're back in a chair. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands through the heart and twist. We'll do that on the other side. So right elbow is on the left thigh. From here, lighten up on your right heel, and then nice and slowly step it back to a crescent twist. Take a breath in, and twist a little bit deeper on your breath out. Next, inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle, left forearm to the thigh, right arm by the ear. Stay here or sweep right hand behind you into your left hip crease. Sliding your right shoulder back, bending into your left knee, maybe taking left hand to the inside of your left foot. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out, sink lower. Feels so good. One more cycle of breath here. So feeling an opening in the inside of the left thigh. Those are your adductors. They stabilize your knee. All right, we're going to triangle back. Next, inhale, straighten the leg. Left arm goes back. Exhale, full triangle pose. Left hand down, right arm high. Take a breath in. And a breath out. One more here. Feel this lengthen both side bodies. Next, inhale, reverse, bend into the left knee. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the foot, lift the right heel, and then hop the right foot in one step. Straighten the left leg, square the hips to the top of the mat, take a halfway lift. And then fold over your left leg, drop your head. Reaching the crown of the head forward, tailbone high. Push into your right heel. The left knee can be bent any amount here depending on your hamstring flexibility. And then start to walk the hands forward. Lift off of the right leg, come to a standing splits. Hips are square towards the mat. Drop the head down. Maybe take both or one or both hands to your left ankle. Finding a little balance here. Hips are still square. Working on ankle strength, balancing on the left leg. When you're ready, slowly release. Left hand to the top left corner of the mat. Open all the way up, half moon. Flex the right toes. Left hand should be underneath the left shoulder or a little bit in front. Take your right leg in line with your right hip if you can. Slight bend in the bottom knee. Hand is reaching up to the sky, or modification, right hand on the right hip. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. All right, one more chair pose. Nice and slow transition. Bend into the left knee. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold forward. Beautiful work. Halfway lift. Step back. Final vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Drop the knees down towards the floor. Keep the toes tucked under. Come to stand on the knees. You can fold the mat over or take a soft surface underneath if you have sensitive knees. Draw your hands to your low back. Fingers point up. Elbows in by the midline. Inhale to lift the chest like you're lifting the spine out of your waist. Breathe in. Exhale, lean back, camel pose. Maybe drop the head. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, making a shelf for your heart to lean back on. One full breath in. And go a little bit deeper on your breath out. Use your next inhale, spine comes back to neutral. Exhale, hands plant. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Traction the spine here, bend one knee at a time. Notice how this dog feels different than the first one that we took. And then coming back to a still place. Lift your right leg to the sky. Pigeon pose, right shin across the top of the mat. Left foot reaches back. You can gaze back and make sure it's pointing straight back from your left hip. Come onto fingertips here. Inhale to lift the chest. And exhale, crawl forward, a little or a lot, depending on your hip opening. Either coming down to your forearms, maybe make a pillow with your hands. You can grab an actual pillow, rest your head on it. Flex your toes, and feeling an opening through your right hip, your right glute, into the inner thigh, maybe some hamstring in there. And a lot of times when we come into a stretch, especially our hips, our jaw tends to tense up. So notice that in your own body. Are you clenching your teeth, furrowing your brows? And if so, tell your body that it's safe here and relax that. That's one of the body's safety measures. So anytime we are doing a movement, we have to tighten muscles in the body so that we don't overstrain or pull anything. So that's the body's way of keeping us safe. But when you know you're in a safe position, releasing that will allow you to get a deeper stretch. Take one more cycle of breath here. When you're ready, push onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your right leg to the sky, and then bend your right knee, stack your hip. Take a couple of circles in your right ankle, and then switch that. And then straightening your right leg, taking it back down, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Pigeon pose on the left, stack your shin across the top of the mat. Hips square to the front of your space. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, folding forward over your left leg. Drop your head. Soften your face once again. We do want to keep the left toes flexed to support our knee joint here. So by flexing our toes, we are activating the antagonist muscles, in this case our quads, so that our hamstring and our hips, the opposite muscles, are allowed to stretch. Take one more cycle of breath here. And when you're ready, pressing back up onto your hands, tucking your right toes, sweeping your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Then bend your left knee, take a couple circles in your left ankle, going in one direction, and then switch that direction. And then reaching left leg up, stepping it back down. Take a full cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Dropping the knees down to the floor, crossing the ankles and sliding the feet in front of you. Let's find a boat pose. Draw your knees in towards each other, hands underneath the thighs. Rock back onto your sit bones, find a boat. Now here with your hands underneath your thighs, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades together. You can stay here with the arms underneath the thighs or reach the arms forward, a little bit more challenge. Maybe straighten the legs, holding for 4, 3, engage the core for 2, 1. All right, let's lower nice and slow for 4, 3, inch by inch, 2, and 1. Lower all the way onto your belly, or onto your back rather. Bend the knees, heels in towards the sit bones, palms by the sides. Next, inhale, lift into a bridge, and then slide the hands underneath you, clasping the fingers, roll onto the shoulders. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing into the feet. Take a full cycle of breath here. So we should feel an opening through the belly, the hip flexors. Squeeze your glutes here so that you can support your low back in this back bend. Gaze is straight up to the sky. Big breath in. And out. Release the fingers. Come down one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. Then come to a happy baby. Knees come into the chest. And then outside to the edges of your armpits, of your ribs. Hands grab the edges of the feet. Maybe they just come to the shins. That's a totally great place to be. Maybe finding a couple rocks side to side here. Checking in with how the inner thighs feel. This pose is also great for stabilizing our spine, especially after a back bend. From here, gently drawing your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug. You can round your forehead up to your knees. Keep your right knee in as you lower your head back down. Lower your left leg long. Inhale here. Exhale, twist right knee over towards the left to reach your right arm towards the right. Take a full breath in. And exhale, go a little bit deeper. Feels so good. Both shoulder blades are grounded. Feeling this through the whole spine. One more cycle. And then moving back through center. Both knees into the chest. We'll switch sides. Right leg goes long, left knee stays in. Twist, left knee over towards the right, gaze towards the left. 2 cycles of breath here. On your inhales, feel your spine lengthening. On your exhales, finding a deeper twist. Next, inhale coming through center. Draw both knees into the chest. And then find a Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Take your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Take a couple moments to check back in. So we start practice slowly, mindfully. And then we end practice slowly and mindfully as well. So in this time, notice any shifts, any changes in both the mind and the body. And just like we've been doing throughout class, can you notice that they're there without growing any attachment to them? Taking one more cycle of breath here. And you can stay here, or you can release the hands by the sides. Walk the feet out into a full Shavasana. Toes turn out towards the sides. Spine is nice and straight. And then releasing your Ujjayi breath, coming back to the normal rhythm of your breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Soften your face, your shoulders. Let's clear a final breath together. On your next exhale, take a big sigh. Inhale, take a big breath into the belly. Hold for a moment at the top. Sip in a little bit more and a little bit more. Keep holding in for 3. Can you draw any tension remaining in your body into your breath, knowing that you will release it? For 2, and then 1 together, take a big sigh. Let it go through the mouth, make a sound. And then come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Eyes are closed, face is soft, and allowing yourself to sink into your mat here. And staying here for as long as you can. When you are ready to start moving, move slow through your hands and your feet. Find a full body stretch. Reach your arms overhead. Rolling to one side to press yourself back up, keeping your eyes closed. Sitting up nice and tall, draw your hands to your heart center. Final time to check in. Notice how you feel in this moment. Is there anything that came up during practice that is no longer serving you? You can leave it right here on your mat. And is there anything that came up in practice that you do want to take with you? Inspiration, a feeling, an emotion. Know that you can take that with you, that you cultivated that. Take a big final breath into the belly. Exhale, sigh from the mouth, let it go. Draw your hands up to your forehead center. Together we say namaste. Beautiful work. Thank you so much for joining me. You did amazing. I will see you in my next video.